This is Cade Cunningham, one of the players who I think is the future of the NBA, maybe in another 5 to 7 years. However, right now he is in university at OSU, and we are going to be breaking down his basketball shooting form. Let's get down and let's check out how Cade Cunningham shoots the basketball. So in this clip, we have Cade Cunningham right here. He is pulling up for a shot even though there is a defender's hand in his face. He is a very good shooter, keep in mind. So what are we going to be looking at first? Well, number one is when he steps into his shot, how does he shoot? Well, it seems like his back foot is up onto his heel, which is good. That's what we really want to see. But his right foot is down on his heel. I think he could actually have a little bit faster of a release or a faster jump if he gets up on those toes. I also think that he could actually have a little bit more power without needing to have those knees come together for his shot. To have your knees come together as much as he does, that takes precious milliseconds off of your shot, which then allows that defender to get closer. So keep in mind, if you're looking to shoot the basketball better, really look at your knees because that could help you get blocked a bit less. And I would suspect and assume that over the next 3 years, 2 years, or even next year, he is going to be not doing that as much. And I would assume that there will be a little bit more space between those knees because, of course, that's going to give him more power, and he can do that by just getting up on his toes. Number two, his right foot is facing straight towards the rim, and same as pretty well his left. That's going to give him a nice base for a straight shot. Next, we look at his hips and we look at his shoulders. They are slightly off from the rim. The rim is over here. There is a 45-degree angle on that body. What does that mean? Well, that means that that shot has a high probability of actually going in this direction off the left side of the rim. However, how is he able to negotiate that into his upper body for his shot? Well, he's able to negotiate that by really bringing that elbow in and still having that ball over top of his elbow, but by really bringing, we can even see his shoulder, and we are way out on a 45-degree angle from him, and we see that right shoulder popping around. That means that that elbow is really far in. We also see that that ball is very close to his forehead, very close in front of his eyes when he's trying to take that shot. He is really trying to get that elbow in to really negotiate the fact that his body is on a 9 or 45-degree angle away from the rim. We also see that his thumb flicks at that ball at that last second to get that ball back towards that right side. This is all about trying to get a line towards the rim. Now, I'm not saying that Cade Cunningham has a bad shooting form. All I'm saying here is the fact that when you have a shooting form yourself, if you cannot build out a certain thing that you're doing, maybe it's the way your body tilts, maybe it's the way your elbow is away from the ball, whatever it may be, your body is going to automatically fill in spots of your shot that are going to allow that shot to be straight. And that comes with a lot of shooting practice, but also sometimes a personal trainer or a basketball trainer who comes in and says, hey, try this. Like I've had players who are left-handed and they're trying to square up towards the rim and they just cannot get that elbow in. And if they can't get that elbow in to take that shot, you either need to have a nasty thumb flick or tilt your body this way. Now you can see my shoulder is in line with the camera, in line with the elbow, and now by shooting like this, by having my body tilted slightly, I'm able to have a straight shot. And that's what we see with a lot of three-point shooters, like Dragic, who's a left-handed shooter who cannot shoot straight up like this, who needs to tilt his body so that now he can have that in line here, and now if he can bring that left hand over top of the elbow by allowing my body to go sideways and having this all in line with the net, that's going to allow me to have a straight shot. Everything starts from the base all the way up into your arms and then following in with that release. So going back to Cade Cunningham, he brings that ball up the middle of his body and then he really brings that ball right in front of his right eye for that release. He gets that thumb up. So what's he do? He gathers right at his waist, at his hips. He brings that ball up the middle of his body, and then he's able to go up for that shot. He is able to get that shoulder in line with the elbow, and because of his body tilt, he's able to get that ball underneath or over top of the elbow, which is good. Then he has that thumb flick, which is able to get that ball leveled out with that accuracy line that I was talking about earlier, which will allow that shot to go in. And now when he flicks that ball, it looks like it goes off his middle finger last, even though this is kind of a blurry clip and I cannot get a clear clip of that. He flicks his wrist down very hard. Now, what is that telling us? That tells us that he's got a fast release when it comes to his hand, but also that tells us that there's going to be a lot of rotation on that ball. And why is rotation good? Well, by having a lot of rotation on that shot, actually I should have been having my arrows go that way, is when it hits that rim, it's able to hit that rim, even though that hit the front of the back of the rim. If it was able to hit the front top of the rim or the back top of the rim, then there's going to be a higher chance of that ball hitting the rim softer because there's that backwards rotation on that ball, so that now, once it hits, it may be able to bounce in a lot better. And we see that with the Kawhi Leonard shot a couple of years ago in the playoffs when he was driving baseline and took that shot with 1 second left in the game. I hope that this video has helped you become a better shooter in basketball. If it has, hit that like button and subscribe, and I will see you guys again next time.